Hey, good morning, guys. Happy 4th of July. How's everybody doing? This is JWL, Journey of Weight Loss. Checking in with you, but I also have some topics that I wanted to discuss this morning and get everybody's opinion on. But first, a word from our sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by ME. ME is a small outfit that was established in 1985. They currently support one small YouTuber, which is me. Get it? Haha, Emmy. Anyhow, on a more serious note, right now I am at 5.82 miles. I'm trying to get to my 10 before this heat gets too bad out here. It's not terrible, but it's very humid. So I want y'all to know that I'm doing this without Ozempic or any type of weight loss drug. I'm trying to do this natural by exercising, eating better. I'm not a young man anymore, and I woke up one morning and realized I was fat, so here we are. Damn shirt got small on me. I thought it was the wash machine. Come to find out, it was me. So yeah, I've got a few things I wanted to talk about this morning and get everybody's feedback on. I did a video, I'll list them off here. I've got Supergirl, Amazon overnight deliveries, what's the third one? First Amendment auditors, sitcoms, and what's the last one? Goodness, I can't think. Sometimes my mind just draws a blank, especially when I hit record for some reason. Anybody else have that problem? All right, so streaming platforms, that's what it was. So just stay with me here. If you don't want to hear anymore, scroll on or click on whatever you're going to do. But if you don't, make sure you smash that like button, as they say, or destroy, I don't know, what Mr. Ballin says, donkey punch it or something. Anyhow, Supergirl movie. I did a video about that a couple days ago with the cost and my thoughts on how that's too high, and maybe we should invest that money into our communities. Make less $200 million movies, or a movie shouldn't cost $200 million, especially with the AI technology and everything that we have nowadays. And actors and actresses should not be getting paid millions of dollars to star in a movie. I've got a pretty tough darn job, and I don't get paid millions to do it. All they're doing is standing in front of a camera. I get it's hard, and not everybody can do it. But come on, man. $20 million to star in a movie that takes you 6 months? Come on. Anyways, the point of what I wanted to talk about this morning with the Supergirl movie is people are crapping all over it. It's only been out for like a week and a half, and they're saying, oh, the storyline doesn't make sense, this doesn't make sense, blah, 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 blah. It's based on a comic book. It's about a person from another planet that can fly and shoot laser out of their eyes, and they can leap a building. What do you think? Yeah, it's not going to be, it's not going to be like a documentary or something. Give me some credit here. Then the other thing, it's not doing that well right now, but it's 4th of July. It's middle of the summer. People are on vacation. They're preparing to celebrate the holiday. They're not planning to go see a movie. So I can understand it's not doing very well, but I hope it breaks even or something. I really like James Gunn. He the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, wow, perfect, great movies. I can't wait for them to come out with a 4th. So, but the one thing that does worry me, if this movie doesn't do well, I really, really hope that crypto can rebound from this. I'd hate to see that dog not have another movie to be in. That would be terrible. Crypto, he made the Superman movie, and he's starring in this one, and it would break my heart to see him, not have another movie. I'm kidding. I know the dog's AI. All right. So my next topic of discussion, or I guess gripe, are the Amazon overnight deliveries. Does this happen to y'all? Every other order I place on Amazon for overnight, it gets delayed. And it's either delayed in shipping, or I get a message saying that the attempted delivery unsuccessful because of A, B, or C. And it's actually happened to me yesterday. I ordered some Febreze refills, spoons, and some Glade plug-in refill things. And I got an email at 4:05 in the morning saying, delivery attempt unsuccessful. Well, I've been getting up at 3:30 every morning to exercise, and I happened to be outside in my front yard around that time stretching. And I read the notice a little more in depth, and it said the delivery was unsuccessful because my driveway was blocked. I don't have a driveway. I have a parking spot. I live in a very small community, and we don't have driveways. So either the main road was blocked, which it wasn't, because like I said, I was outside stretching in my front yard, and there wasn't a car on the road. And I got it at 4:05, something like that, saying it was unsuccessful attempt. And anyways, it's just driving me nuts. Every other overnight delivery I order is delayed, or the delivery was unsuccessful for one reason or another. And come on, Amazon, you're a big business. You should be able to adhere to that. If you promise something at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, deliver it at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. Come on. I did receive my package yesterday, but it didn't come until 5 p.m. And I know what it was. They knew I had other deliveries coming that day, so they're like, oh, we'll make something up so we only have to go out there once. But I ordered it overnight for a reason. I'm not going to go into that reason here, but if I click for something to be ordered overnight, I'm paying for this Amazon Prime stuff. It needs to be delivered when it's promised. And it's, like I said, it's every other order with Amazon recently. And I don't know if it's the fuel that has gone up in price or what, but like I said, every other one is delayed for one reason or another. So, all right, on to my next topic. The First Amendment auditors, I stumbled across this, a month or two ago, and on YouTube. And these are the guys that go to like public areas or public businesses like police department, courthouses, and they film. And that's the law that they are allowed to do that. And that's fine and dandy and all, but I'm seeing these guys that they shove the camera in people's faces. And, these citizens, they're not used to that. And if they would just take 2 seconds to say, hey, this is, I'm doing this for content for that or this, instead of, it's my right, and they scream and they start acting like fools, and they do that so the people will call the cops. So these guys have better content to put on here. And I'm not saying all of them do it, but quite a few of them do. And like the Random Patriot, I watched him, and Jeff Gray, I think it's Honor Your Oath. Those two guys, they are very respectful and well-mannered, polite, and they do the First Amendment correctly. They do the auditing correctly, in my opinion. But there are a lot more that are not doing it properly. And it drives me nuts because, it's not, they're just doing it for the content. But like I said, Random Patriot and Honor Your Oath, they are class acts. They're doing it right. And I just wanted to get everybody's thoughts on that. I talked to my wife about it, and she's like, no, if I'm in public, I don't want anybody putting a camera in my face. And I get it. Because, maybe you're just trying to run this, a store real quick, and you have to walk down the sidewalk, and there's somebody, filming you, and you're uncomfortable with it. But again, it's public, so it's like, catch 22. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. But I when people go out, they have an expectation of privacy. And yes, I understand you're on a public sidewalk, but you still expect to have privacy then. And if you're shoving a camera in somebody's face, be the better man. If somebody says, "Hey, please don't do that," don't scream at them. "It's my right. You're in public." Just say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Have a nice day," and go about your life. Don't act like a fool. And the other one is like at banks and stuff. These guys go on the sidewalks at banks and like zoom into the ATMs, and come on, man, that's wrong. You don't need to do that. I'm not saying I disagree with what they're doing, but I guess what I'm saying is have some common sense when you're doing this stuff, guys. If you're gonna do that, be respectful. Like Random Patriot and Jeff Gray, or Honor Your Oath. Jeff Gray, he just puts signs up. He doesn't even say anything to anybody, but God bless homeless vets, and and people still call the cops on it. It's crazy. Like, I would never do that myself, but I would never call the cops, and I also would never do the First Amendment auditing either. It's just not my cup of tea, so to speak. The reason I was watching it is I saw a deposition from one of the cops that had arrested the Jeff Gray for something. I think it was like vagrancy or something. I don't remember the details, but that's how I got into it in the first place. It just played next. I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. I didn't know that was a thing. Like I said, I talked to the wife, and she is not a fan. But all right, so my next topic here, streaming platforms. Me, my wife, my kids, we don't have regular cable. We have just streaming platforms. We have the big names like Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Apple TV, MGM, Stars, I think. But my gripe is every single time I type in a movie that I want to stream, I like to watch older stuff like 90s, 80s, 70s movies and westerns, and I like new movies too. I like everything, but it just seems like every time that I go to watch a movie that I search, it's no longer offered on the streaming platforms, and I have to buy the movie, and it's just too much of a coincidence. I mean, the other day I went to watch Donnie Brasco, which was offered on, I'm not going to say the name of the streaming platform, but I had seen it a day or two prior, and it said nothing about the movie, going off of the platform, and I search it and it's not there, and then I go on Prime and it's only offered on YouTube. Donnie Brasco, it's a great movie with Johnny Depp and Al Pacino. It's about Joe Pistone, who was an undercover FBI agent who infiltrated the mafia. I think it was the Bonanno family or Lucchese family that he infiltrated. So, but the point of the story is, I had to purchase it off YouTube. It happened to me a month or two ago with Lethal Weapon, the first movie. It happened with the Nobody movie, the guy from Better Call Saul that stars in it. I forget his name. Great actor, but it bugs me, and it's like, come on, man, this can't be a coincidence that I search a movie, it's not there anymore, and I now have to purchase it because I'm impatient and I'm not going to wait a month to see if it comes back out. So, what are your thoughts? Is that a coincidence, or am I crazy? So, I think this is my last topic. If not, you'll hear me continuing to blab. Don't forget to smash that like button and like, share, and subscribe. My last topic is sitcoms. I like to watch the older sitcoms like Seinfeld, Friends, Cheers, Wings, which that's another one you're not going to find on any streaming platform is Wings. But it occurred to me that there has not been a good sitcom in quite a long time. And one of the things I love the most in life is humor, and I just love to laugh. And I don't laugh out loud like oh, but I laugh to myself. And I loved Seinfeld. That was one of my top ones. Kramer especially, just he's a goofball. Not just Kramer, but George. He gets into crazy shenanigans, and Elaine and Jerry, and Larry David was just one heck of a writer. And anyhow, my gripe, or what grinds my gears, is there has not been a good sitcom in quite a few years. I think the last one that was really good to me was The Big Bang Theory. It was just hilarious. Sheldon and their friends, I don't remember all their names, but they were just hilarious. They were getting into crazy stuff, and it just kept you laughing. And another one that I loved was I Love Lucy, and that was like breaking edge stuff when I Love Lucy came. I wasn't alive, but I've watched the documentary on it, and what I'm getting at is why has there not been a great sitcom like to come out like that recent, not recently, but in the last 10 years. I don't know of any that's come out. I tried to get into Young Sheldon, but I don't know, it just wasn't my cup of tea. So I mean, if y'all know of a sitcom that I'm overlooking that's out right now, let me know. I'll give it a try. But I mean, I'm just not seeing anything that competes with what I'm referring to. Let me know, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the topics that I've discussed, and let's build this channel. Again, the sponsor of this video is me. I'm the sponsor. I'm gonna keep saying that and wear it out. I'll be a broken record all day long. Take care, guys. Happy 4th of July.